Please be seated. Councillor, University Council, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, senior officers, academic and professional staff, graduands, families and friends. It is with pleasure that I welcome you to Victoria University's graduation ceremony for the College of Arts. My name is Susan Young and I'm the Dean of Students at Victoria University and your MC for today. On behalf of my fellow Victoria University staff, I extend a warm welcome and congratulate all graduates on their achievements today. As a mark of respect to Australia's Indigenous people, we acknowledge the ancestors, elders and families of the Boonwurrung and Woiwurrung of the Kulin, who are the traditional owners of university land. As we share our own knowledge practices within the university, may we pay respect to the deep knowledge embedded within the Aboriginal community and their ownership of country. We acknowledge that the land on which we meet is the place of age-old ceremonies of celebration, initiation and renewal, and that the Kulin people's living culture has a unique role in the life of this region. Now, before we undertake the conferral of awards, I would like to invite Ms. Sarah Neal to present today's occasional address. Sarah Neal is the Executive Producer and Co-Chief Executive Officer at the Malthouse Theatre. She is a curator, programmer and producer with a special interest in contemporary performance practice, international engagement, and developing artists and audiences. Prior to joining Malthouse, Sarah was the acting artistic director and head of programming of Brisbane Powerhouse, where she commissioned and curated Australian and international theatre, dance, music, and film. Sarah has worked as a writer, director, and producer in film and television and contributed to a range of national and international performing arts and film festival panels. Please welcome Miss Sarah Neal.
Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we stand, both past and present. Councillor Mark Toohey, Vice-Chancellor, graduands, family and friends. I'm delighted to be speaking to you today as the Executive Producer and Co-CEO of Malthouse Theatre, one of Australia's major performing arts companies. For more than 15 years, Victoria University and Malthouse Theatre have forged a strong partnership aligned by our shared values. We both believe in the importance of the performing arts as a mechanism for bringing people together, to share new ideas, to open up conversations, and to champion new perspectives. We also both believe that a diversity of voices enriches our understanding of the world. Today is an exciting day. Graduation is a huge achievement, and I encourage all of you to take a moment to think about what has led you to this ceremony today. I'm certain that along the way, there may have been obstacles, but I'm also sure that you've experienced triumphs both small and large. I wonder whether there has been someone who's kept you going in moments when the challenges seemed too great. This was certainly true for me. When I graduated from my first degree, a Bachelor of Arts in Drama, I entered the job market at a time when Australia's economy was in recession. Finding a job in theatre proved very challenging. And there were many times when I questioned my choices. But then I met an artist who said to me, "Make your own job." I rolled my eyes. It was tough advice. How would I make my own job? But that's what I did. I applied the skills that I had learned in theatre, how to collaborate, how to work towards a vision, how to be persistent, to teach myself to make films. As an independent filmmaker, I developed contacts that led to my first professional job in the industry. And for the next 10 years, I worked in many areas of filmmaking. And without even realising it, I was learning how to be a producer. What is a producer? The simplest definition is someone who makes something happen. A producer takes an idea and turns it into reality. During this time, I learned how to bring teams of creative people together, how to manage time and budgets. But perhaps the most important, if basic, thing that I learned is that 80% of life is showing up. Woody Allen said this, and I quote, "People used to always say to me that they wanted to write a play, they wanted to write a movie, they wanted to write a novel. And a couple of people that did it were 80% of the way to having something happen. All the other people struck out. They couldn't do it. That's why they don't accomplish a thing. They don't do the thing. So once you do it, if you actually write your film script or your novel, you're more than halfway towards something good happening." So that was my biggest life lesson that has worked while all others have failed me. I agree with Woody, but as well as showing up, I'd also add that being on time, being present, being useful, these were the things that I noticed were important as my career developed. I learned how to work with a broad range of people and to manage when someone says no to your idea. The arts is full of rejection, but it's also full of possibilities. Sometimes a no is for a good reason. Sometimes it's just bad timing. But either way, you get back on the bus or you wave it goodbye. And just when I imagined I would spend the rest of my life working in film and television and never return to the theatre, a new pathway opened up, and I found myself working as an executive producer for a major theatre company. This may all sound as though I had my career mapped out, but the truth is I didn't. In reality, I worked hard to make opportunities and to take opportunities, and I used the skills that I had developed: communication, collaboration, and being helpful to others, being useful. This is how I build teams. This is how I gain personal and professional satisfaction. And this is what gives me my sense of purpose. There's a whole world out there for each of you. Things may not always work out how you want them to, but keep your vision broad enough for your pathway to encompass interesting alleys, even dead ends. Each opportunity will enable you to learn something new, something that may come in useful at another time. But for now, feel proud. You've already climbed a mountain, so enjoy the view. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, for those very encouraging words. Now I would like to invite Councillor Mr. Mark Toohey to speak. Mr. Toohey is a member of the University's Council, which guides the strategic direction of the university. He is representing the Chancellor at today's ceremony. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Distinguished guests, senior officers, academics, professional staff, graduates, families and friends, welcome, especially the graduates. Today is a time of celebration. As graduates, you have reached an important milestone in your life. In completing your study and being awarded a tertiary qualification, you've demonstrated a commitment to learning, an ability to focus and commit to a goal, and you've equipped yourselves with the skills and knowledge to begin a career or advance your career. Congratulations. It's a special day for you and for your family. The timing of your graduation is also worthy of note. You are graduating from Victoria University in a year that we're celebrating our centenary of the founding of our predecessor institution, Footscray Technical School, and the 25th anniversary of becoming a university. You can be proud that you are graduating from a university that has a long, rich history of 100 years of experience in educating students. Most of you have now taken on new and exciting challenges through work, family, or further study, and in some sense you have left us. However, you are now part of our 100-year history, and as an alumni of Victoria University, you'll always be important to us. And for that reason, I wish to just take a few minutes to remind you about your university, so that you can always take pride in being part of our extended community, the VU family. You may not know, but you're graduating from a university ranked in the top 4% of universities worldwide. You will know, because they're sitting all around you, that VU welcomes students from diverse countries, cultures and educational backgrounds to continue their education. Age is no barrier. Just over 41% of our students are over 22 years old and 21% are over 30. We embrace this diversity because we believe that education should be available to the whole community. We also believe that our university is enriched by this diversity, and we're committed to providing each individual with the transformational opportunities and supportive environment they require to achieve success, measured by your entrepreneurial mindset, employability, and contributions to industry and community. We have a flexible and comprehensive scholarship program, supported by both the university itself, generous donors, and industry partners. Last year, we offered more than 500 scholarships through university programs and many more through partnerships. Our flagship Achievement Scholarship program has, over the last 6 years, supported more than 400 students from the west of Melbourne while they continue their education. From vocational certificates and diplomas through to bachelor's, master's and PhDs, Victoria University provides outstanding tertiary education opportunities for students, whatever their educational background. We have a variety of entry and exit points for students and flexible pathways across the whole spectrum of tertiary studies. Our particular focus is working with each VU student to identify and nurture your career aspirations, build your capabilities and prepare you to be flexible, productive and innovative contributors in a changing world. Our 8 colleges and our newly established Victoria Polytechnic deliver high quality, targeted courses that are designed to meet your needs. We also seek to maximise your experience as students so that you can enjoy a well-rounded life while you study with us. Initiatives such as the Student Leadership Program and the comprehensive range of clubs and societies supported by VU are designed to enhance your experience, as a major project such as the Footscray University Town, which seeks to build a rich, dynamic and culturally creative environment for our students. An important achievement this year has been the opening of our new state-of-the-art accommodation right on the very edge of the Footscray Park campus. Uni Lodge at VU features stylish apartments, many of which are unparalleled views of the city skyline. It also offers a variety of student activities, including a residential life program with trips, events, fitness and health activities, career and life skill workshops. Giving you an understanding about the real world is a high priority, and we nurture relationships with industry and community so that we can prepare you better for the world of work through work placements and work integrated learning. The College of Arts is well connected in the community and offers a variety of practical placement opportunities. Our efforts on your behalf and on behalf of future students will continue, but today is about your future, not ours. It's now up to you to use all that you have learned to achieve success on your own terms. I encourage you all to remain connected to the VU community as a member of the Alumni Association in order to continue to build your personal and professional networks. I have no doubt that you'll all be wonderful ambassadors for VU University. Congratulations once again. Take all that you have learned and believe in yourselves. To the family and the friends with us, I remind you that this is a celebration. So I want to hear clapping and cheering as loudly as you possibly can when these graduates come up on stage to receive their awards. Graduates, please stand. I call upon the Deputy Chair of the Academic Board, Associate Professor Tom Clark, to present the authorised record of all conferred graduates for this ceremony and in absentia. Thank you, Professor. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of Victoria University, I admit the duly authorised graduates to the appropriate awards and to all of the rights and all of the privileges of those awards. Graduates, I now ask you just to turn to your family and your friends and join us in a round of applause to say thank you to all those people who have been a really important part in you achieving this award. Graduates, please resume your seats.
Thank you, Councillor. I now call upon the Dean of the College of Arts, Associate Professor Robert de Young.
Councillor, I'm honoured to present the graduates from the College of Arts. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of the Diploma of Liberal Arts. Bronte Louise Hillis Harland. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts. Rebecca Lee Ambezi. Eli Fatmaka. Tiana Balak. Helena Elizabeth Brace. Grace Deirdre Casey. Jade De Silva. Irma Ikik. Candice Failer. Nicole Haddad. Jessica Claire Harvey. Philip Terry Hunting. Emily Mary. Josephina Insera. S.A. Sultan Karatli. Merve Kossier. Stephanie Tasha Katroupas. Oslam Kadri Ozurik. Elena Lauren Florides. Celine Malbuke Saratoprak. Vanessa Lorraine Sorto. Elizabeth Ann Steele. Malika Toprak. Anouk Yai. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts after undertaking the course in Community Development. Julie Anderson. Gabrielle Curing Ayen. Daruka Ahu Dukek. Rachel Louise Hanley. Karen Ann Ingram. Emmanuel Jesse. Kelly Karutz. Tutpek Kushlok. Jessie Jade Lopez. Malek Madol Madol. Bakmat Mut. Germund Gussi. Andrew Beal Nyak. Tan Juan Ruan. Sarah Margaret Schaefer Rivella. Sarah Tess Michael. Wang Yen Mashar. Alex Richard Zerner. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts undertaking the course in Criminal Justice Studies. Mabior Maia Ajuk. Monique Siloni. John Konstanidis Kousouris. Savio Jude David. Losa Telmoni Fafutuata. Brittany Jean Failer. Jacob Ryan Kennedy. Brett Gregory Linsdell. Alexander Floral Maman. Nure Banua. Christine Conchetta Parisi. Kasun Panchawaya. Shahuib Mohammed Aslam Shahim. Stephanie Vicky Vakutsis. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts after undertaking the course in Legal Studies. Dilara Faith Benjamin. Alexander Petrovsky. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Communication. Majak Akot. Aaron Joshua Belui. Mayom Ajur Noel Chan. Christy Jane Cook. Samantha June Dargan. Jacob Ronald Harvey. Denise Louise Hughes. Maricha Makovska. Namarik Mohammed. Daniel Joseph Salvalaggio. Brittany Lee Simpson. Todd James Taranto. Carla Lee Vanderbilt. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Creative Arts Industries. Catherine Dawn Beams. Cicely Paulus. Sahida Ibrahim. Abatullah Kassar. Nikolaos Kianis. Dixon Lowe. Sarah Joy Matthews. Stephen Dwayne Moore. Hayley Louise Muxworthy. Julius Bright Sacchi. Jessica Hope Shoebridge. Bridget Claire Young. Following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Interactive Media. Adriana Marie Klassen. Edgar Ricardo Celula Perea. Rami Petros. Nathan Philip Thomas. Susanna Trebus. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of International Studies. Rebecca Ann Boyd. Emily Alice Carlos. Makuk Den Gak. Brenton Misevsky. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts undertaking the course in music. Michael Peter Bradley. Teresa Brigitte Schucher. Luke Joseph D'Alfonso. Alan Fairclough. Joy Hanala. Erin Hope McIntosh. Michael Kwan Nguyen. Tony Nguyen. Travis Robinson. Megan Louise Salpietro. Aaron Michael Salvatore. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Psychological Studies. Miriam E. A. Ashalaf. Erin Anderson. Christopher Dean Avis. Alma Bardak. Andrew Baresi. Tian Renee Carlisle. Sarah Chahed. Cliff Chu. Simone Catherine Corboy. Benjamin Fan. Buzra Goshaman. Carly Deborah Lee Harbord. Jaden Hardy. Stephanie Erin Hicks. Holly Kayla Ilvez Ware. Alexander Jukovsky. Rebecca Kalovich. Anwar Kassar. Elise Marie Christek. Rebecca Ann Magri. Natasha Marisick. Thao Nhu Thwin. Abilene Nugara. Ali Osal. Theodora Panutas. Tegan Marieva Small. Matthew Paul Snooks. Kuba Turan. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Science Psychology: Lalit Saranu Budahasa, Nicholas Ferrier, Wendy Pham, Matthew David Upcott Bays, the following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Social Work: Sonia Bapari, Nguyen Bo Chin, Carolina Fonchica, Sarah Emily Hanson, Ashwaq Sahid Mohammed, Stella Marie Pavlou, Phukfun Bai Zahrin, Orathal Revasong, Vicky Lee Robinson, Satnam Singh, Elena Spasovska, Evita Trukasani, Natalie Kudwashi Wakare, Lyndall Jane Williams, Abiola Sariku Youssef, the following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of International Studies, Bachelor of Business, after undertaking the course in Human and International Trade: Bryant Lance Carey, the following graduate has been awarded the Bachelor of Arts after undertaking the course in Criminal Justice Studies: Stephanie Vicky McFutas, the following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Psychological Studies, Bachelor of Business, after undertaking the course in Human Resource Management: Sanya Pasalato, Sanya Pasalato, Natasha Catherine Barrison, Oban Seren Salibi, Tanita Kim Hewkins, Jessica Laura Lee, Michelle Karen Norenbergs, Thomas Ronald Paulson. Catherine Proctor. Natasha Sovlas. The following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts honours: Vince Palmer, Laura Maria Rivetto, James John Waring, the following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Arts honours after undertaking the course in psychology: Stephanie Ibrahim, the following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Creative Arts honours: Annette Matchgren, Amber Jane Waugh, following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Psychology honours: James Patrick Cowan, Janet Davies, Matthew Lemon, David Glenn Patrick Martin, the following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Science honours after undertaking the course in psychology: Victoria Ann Curtis, following graduates have been awarded the Bachelor of Social Work honours: Julie Obitz, the following graduate has been awarded the Graduate Diploma in Communication: Ali Raza, the following graduates have been awarded the Graduate Diploma in Communications after undertaking the course in Public Relations: Joanne Brito, the following graduates have been awarded the Graduate Diploma in Psychology: Sarah Renee Hill, the following graduates have been awarded the Graduate Diploma in Counselling: Fagan Aslan, Daniela Bizovsky, Ken Collier, Larissa Beth Rosewall, the following graduates have been awarded the Graduate Diploma of International Community Development: Mariana Torres de la Horta, the following graduates have been awarded the Master of Applied Psychology after undertaking the course in Community Psychology: Marianne Kapilatsatis, Stavrula Surdic, the following graduates have been awarded the Master of Applied Psychology after undertaking the course in Sports Psychology: Carlin Hokgan Louis, the following graduates have been awarded the Master of Arts undertaking the course in Multimedia: Matin Jafari, Demetrius Paul Midas. The following graduate has been awarded the Master of Communication: Pamela Talevska. The following graduate has been awarded the Master of Counselling: Philip Jongging Chen Yi Mai. Philomena Ann Rita Latorre. Brigitte Marie Pascal. Rachel Alice Pocock. The following graduates have been awarded the Master of Health Science after undertaking the course in Aged Services: Blessing Anaya. Janine Michelle Bartlett. Shilpa Chandra Palaka. Maninda Kua. Kiran. Angeline Marie Llewellyn. Leanne Margaret Mackey. Susan Manners. Tracy Ann Mackay. Parapit Kua Narang. Yan Ziyang. Zerong Yu. The following graduates have been awarded the Master of International Community Development: Jane Bateson. Jacqueline Zitzanger. And Jane Bateson. Krishnaga Das. Barnabas Bolkut. Jane Myers. Nuok Thi Nguyen No. Janet Neves Cortez. Kutbialam Timor. Councillor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Arts. I'll now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Research and Research Training, Professor Warren Payne, to present the doctoral candidates.
Councillor, professional doctoral degrees are conferred on those who have undertaken a combination of advanced coursework and completed an original research resulting in a significant contribution to knowledge in the relevant professional field. The work generally includes a critical review of literature, a systematic form of inquiry, and the preparation of a thesis reporting the outcomes of the research. Councillor, I present to you Elise Catherine Wilcox, who by reason of a thesis entitled Attribution Case Studies with Elite Junior Australian Footballers and Their Coach, has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Applied Psychology. Elise applied attributional theory to the complexities of how elite junior football players reviewed their game performances, both individually and with the team coach. The results were mostly in accordance with Weiner's sport attribution theory, with an increased emphasis given to dispositional causes of performance than has been previously found. The study also uncovered a propensity for players to use intra-team biases. Elise's principal supervisor was Associate Professor Darryl Marchant. Councillor, Dr. Elise Catherine Wilcox. Councillor, Doctor of Philosophy degrees are conferred on those who have completed a major program of original research, resulting in a significant new contribution to knowledge in the relevant field. The work generally includes a critical review of the literature, a systematic form of inquiry, and the preparation of a substantial thesis reporting the outcomes of the research. Councillor, I present to you Gregory Morris Downs, who by reason of a thesis entitled An Oral History of Women's Football in Australia has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. This thesis asked the question, what can the oral history of women who have played the game of football, soccer, contribute to the understandings of gender and football history in Australia? The candidate successfully interviewed a number of leading women's soccer players in Australia and produced a groundbreaking work of reflection and analysis. Gregory's principal supervisor was Dr. Ian Sison, and his associate supervisor was Professor Marty Grace. Councillor, Dr. Gregory Morris Downs. Councillor, I present to you Caesar Junior Aban Escobedo, who by reason of a thesis entitled Negotiating the Rapids, Transitional Moments of the Filipino and Karayan Diasporas in Regional Victoria, Australia, has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Caesar examined the ways migrants in Geelong experience social exclusion, particularly with regard to the labour force participation. The focus of the thesis is on established Filipino community and the newly emerged Karayan community. The thesis contributes to the study of rural migration, an area in which research is limited, and with this has important social policy implications. Caesar's principal supervisor was Professor Anthony Love, and his associate supervisor was Dr. Nicole Oak. Councillor, Dr. Caesar Junior Aban Escobedo. Councillor, I present to you Rosemary Joy, who by reason of a thesis entitled The Appearance of Sound, Listening to Sculptural Percussion, has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. This research investigated sculptural percussion as a means of creating subtle and transformative effects on the musician and the audience. A series of projects in Australia, Mexico, Europe and Japan were created by Rosemary as part of the research. Her principal supervisor was Dr. Elizabeth Dempster. Councillor, Dr. Rosemary Joy. Councillor, I present to you Jean Marie Kerr Walsh, who by reason of a thesis entitled "Do You Hear What I Hear? Reception in Australian Political Discourse and Effects on Engagement with Democracy," has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctorate of Philosophy. This thesis in political communication explores how citizens make sense of political communications in the 21st century democracy. The project uses focus groups in Australia's so-called statistically most typical suburb, Oak Park. The examiners gave us special praise for the clarity and thoughtfulness of the thesis writing. Jean's principal supervisor was Associate Professor Thomas Clark, and her associate supervisor was Professor Robert Pascoe. Councillor, Dr. Jean Marie Kerr Walsh. Councillor, I present to you Rachel Jane Matthews, who by reason of a thesis entitled Siren, a novel and exegesis exploring sexual violence in Australian rules football, has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Siren, a novel and exegesis exploring sexual violence in Australian rules football, is a creative writing thesis that examines the violence perpetuated on women by male footballers, and as one examiner wrote, it shatters the silence that too often surrounds and imprisons survivors. The thesis deals with this serious issue in a way that refuses to sanitise women's experience physically or psychologically. Rachel's principal supervisor was Dr. Enzo Gandolfo, and her associate supervisor was Dr. Jeffrey Sparrow. Councillor, Dr. Rachel Jane Matthews. Councillor, I present to you Safur Rochmat, who by reason of a thesis entitled The Fiqh Plus Paradigm and the Modern Theory of Secularisation, Abdurrahman Wahid on Islam, Democracy and the Republic of Indonesia, has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Safur investigated the development of the Indonesian religious and political leader Abdurrahman Wahid's vision for the role of Islam in Indonesian society and politics. Identifying the key features of his Fiqh Plus paradigm, a modern form of secularism, he concludes that Wahid sought to achieve an alignment between the sciences and technology and Islamic teachings in Indonesia's continuing democratisation and development. Safur's principal supervisor was Dr. Mark Stevenson. Councillor, Dr. Safur Rochmat. Councillor, I present to you Kimberly Ann Sargent Wishart, who by reason of a thesis entitled Making Nothing Out of Something, Emptiness, Embodiment and Creative Activity has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Kim's practice-led research created an interdisciplinary dialogue drawing on the semantics approach of body-mind centering, a Buddhist philosophical framework, and creative art practices, serving to create a valuable bridge between embodiment, philosophy, art, and science. The resulting dance films have been screened internationally, and her writing has been published in a journal and an anthology on Western Buddhism and dance. Kim's principal supervisor was Dr. Elizabeth Dempster, and her associate supervisor was Dr. Mark Stevenson. Councillor, Dr. Kimberly Ann Sargent Wishart. Councillor, I present to you Tamara Salwick, who by reason of a thesis entitled Connective Moments, Dramaturgy and of Sound in Live Performance has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. This research project investigates the ways in which sound functions in live performance. It contributes to existing writings on the dramaturgy of sound, which have emerged from the sonic turn in recent scholarly discourse. The research has generated 4 performance works that have been presented to critical acclaim on national and international stages and attracted multiple industry awards and nominations. Tamara's principal supervisor was Dr. Elizabeth Dempster. Councillor Dr. Tamara Salwick. Councillor, I present to you Ismail Mohammed A. Wadi, who by reason of a thesis entitled Living Between Two Cultures, the integration of Sudanese teenagers into Australian society, has satisfied the requirements for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. This study combines ethnographic data with theories of migration, identity formation and social integration to examine how a Brisbane-based Sudanese Australian adolescent cohort forged social networks and pathways for themselves in relation to peers, parents and their local community. School experiences and identification with cultural heritage were the 2 most important factors influencing whether antisocial, isolationist or integrationist pathways were adopted. Ismail's principal supervisor was Professor Michelle Grossman and his associate supervisor was Professor Rob White. Councillor Dr. Ismail Mohammed A. Wadi. Councillor, that concludes the presentation of doctoral candidates. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Peter Dawkins, to present the University Medalist.
Councillor, it is with great honour that I now present the University Medal for Excellence. University medals are awarded to those graduates who have achieved consistent excellence over the duration of their course. Medals are awarded in the following categories: the highest achieving students in undergraduate vocational education, undergraduate higher education, postgraduate by coursework, and postgraduate research graduate. The Medal of Excellence in Honours Studies is awarded to Laura Rivetto, who graduated today in Bachelor of Arts Honours program. Laura's academic record is outstanding, with a perfect GPA score of 7 and an average mark of 92% during her studies. She was recently awarded a VU Centenary Scholarship. Please congratulate Laura Rivetto.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I now invite Jane Bateson, who graduated with the Master of International Community Development from the College of Arts, to speak on behalf of the graduates. Jane is an outstanding student, both academically and in practice. She's a great example of a high-flying corporate woman who, with a career change in mind, quit her job to return to university as a mature-age student. Jane is down-to-earth, respectful of our diverse student body, and willing to share her experiences and knowledge with peers. She achieved excellent academic results during her studies and completed an outstanding fieldwork project in the area of gender and human rights in Vanuatu. Please welcome Jane Bateson.
Vice-Chancellor, Council members, academics, distinguished guests, fellow graduating students, friends and family. It's an absolute pleasure and an honour to deliver this valedictorian address on behalf of the Victorian graduates. It's wonderful to see everyone up here. You all look amazing. As mentioned, in 2014, I left a full-time job in the water industry. I'd reached the position of a member of the executive leadership team. And I left to study a Masters of International Community Development at Victoria University. And this is actually my third Masters. People often ask me two questions when they meet me. Question number one, why did you leave such a successful job? And why on earth have you done 3 master's degrees? And the answer is really quite simple. I'm saving that PhD for a question I'm really passionate about. And also, I wanted to follow my passion. I value education and I love to learn. I love that process of finding a question, exploring it and seeing where the journey takes you, especially when the outcome is totally different to what you anticipated. No matter how much life experience we have, we need to understand the theoretical foundation of the industry we choose to work in. Whilst with the Department of Women Affairs in Vanuatu, I undertook a feasibility study looking at the feasibility of a women business support centre. The study and centre was part of the department's economic empowerment program. I have absolutely no doubt that had I not completed the master's degree, I would have gone there and done a brilliant business analysis, used all the appropriate business tools, but perhaps missed the key objective for the department, which was the degree to which the centre empowered women. It was the Masters of International Community Development that gave me the tools to equip me to actually meet the fundamental need of the department, and that was to focus on the degree to which the centre would empower women. For me, Victoria University was a purposeful choice. I chose it because of the considerable work and field experience of the lecturers, combined with their academic background. Also because Victoria University had students from many countries. I learnt just as much from my fellow students who came from a diversity of cultural background and a diversity of faiths. And therefore they brought different insights and perspectives and yielded some really interesting conversations about our different faiths. I would like to thank Victoria University and our lecturers for the rich learning experience and opportunities they provided. I thank our lecturers for setting an exceptionally high academic standard and also for providing the opportunity for self-directed and experiential learning. One of my highlights was my project placement in Vanuatu, working with the Department on Gender. The placement and associated reflections provided an opportunity to apply what we learnt in class in practice. And I'm sure we've all heard that saying, if you want to swim, at some stage you have to jump into the pool. For many of us here today, it's a time of transition as we move from being a student to a practitioner, or as we take the next step in an already established career. Victoria University has helped us lay the foundation. It is now up to us to build on that foundation. Leadership, innovation, creativity, all of those fundamental soft skills that are needed to excel in today's environment of disruptive change and current challenging economic circumstances are a heart attitude, not a title or a position. I encourage everyone to aim high, dream big, and to think about positioning yourself well. Think outside the box. Think strategically and long-term about positioning yourself. For me, taking the lowest position in Vanuatu as a volunteer and student placement provided an opportunity to influence government policy on gender. I had the opportunity to work with amazing, resilient women who are both the keepers of the culture and are also changing it by demanding equality, by fighting for justice. And it has led to further opportunities to do something that I love. That is to be a catalyst for women so that they have a voice. I also encourage graduates to join organisations, be active in the alumni, and surround yourself by people who support you, inspire you, and also challenge you. The support I received while chairman of the National Association of Women in Construction and the connections and friendships built here at Victoria University over many an assignment, over many challenging class conversations. as well as the beautiful friendships I made in Vanuatu, of course my family, and most importantly my fiancé Gavin, have been invaluable. They helped me become the person I am today and to show courage in leaving an established career to follow my dreams and passion. I hope everyone here follows their dreams and finds or creates the ideal job and lifestyle for them. Congratulations to all graduates. Well done everyone. Enjoy this moment, enjoy today, and I wish you the very best in your future endeavours. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane, for sharing your amazing story with us all and for speaking on behalf of the graduates here today. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Peter Dawkins, to read the charge to our new graduates.
Councillor, can I ask all of the new graduates to stand, please? I charge you as graduates of Victoria University to uphold our commitment to excellence in the way you use your knowledge, skills and capabilities in your chosen occupations and industries and in your further studies. To engagement by the way you use your knowledge, skills and capabilities for the benefit of local and global communities. And access, along with equity and respect, by the way you connect with people from diverse countries, cultures, socioeconomic and educational backgrounds. Let it be known that you are now a graduate of Victoria University, defined by commitment to excellence, engagement and access in everything you do. I charge you to make a difference to the world by modelling these values and behaviours and by being courageous in the way you play your part in solving problems in your work and in the broader community. Please be seated.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I would now like to invite our Councillor, Mr. Mark Toohey, to speak with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I offer our congratulations to all those who have received an award this morning. Previously, I asked the graduates to stand and thank their families and their friends. Now I ask them all to remain seated. And I ask all the guests, the families and friends to all stand and congratulate our graduates.
Councillor. That brings to a close the formal proceedings of this graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Councillor, I extend an invitation to all graduates and guests to join him and the university procession in the view on level 4 for refreshments. For safety reasons, I ask guests to remain in their places until the university procession and the new graduates have left the atrium. Guests will then be invited to leave once the procession and all graduates have departed. Now, would everyone please stand?
I sing